Are you excited for day 2 of the AWA Product Showcase? We had a great show yesterday with 13 amazing products. Today, we're going to be tackling a number of innovations. And again, the reason why we're having this live showcase is to allow you to book demos at NADA in the exhibit hall and or to just find great products and get those demos booked today online. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started with today's show. We have a new product this year to showcase for you today from the great people at Trade Pending called Snap Offer. Many dealers have found the power of the Trade Pending Snap tool, which provides great market pricing and values of consumers who are interested in trading in their vehicle. But Snap never had a guaranteed buy it now price that they could offer consumers. Competing products are on the market, but according to the team at Snap, they see them as rigid and not converting as high as they should, especially when you look at the results from their new Snap Offer, which allows dealers to change the questions that are used in the firm offer workflow. And well, that allows the dealers to make it as detailed or as simplified as they want and still give the consumer a firm offer on their trade. We know now that dealers are looking for great sources of new vehicles and used vehicles to sell. And of course, with inventory shortages, used cars have been the bread and butter of keeping revenue up at dealerships. So those of you who love the ease of use of the Trade Pending Snap trade tool, well, this might be the time to take a look at Snap Offer. But don't take my word for it. Let's play some of the highlights of the presentation that the team at Trade Pending gave us on their new product called Snap Offer.
So it's no secret that dealers are facing an uphill battle in terms of acquiring inventory. New car production is down, auctions are through the roof. And dealer's best option, as it always has been and always likely will be, is to really acquire as much inventory from consumers as possible. So that led to the creation of our newest product, Snap Offer. Unfortunately, this idea of acquiring inventory from consumers hasn't gone unnoticed by many of the key players in the automotive industry. It's becoming more and more common to discuss trade values and vehicle values with consumers, and hear them mention things like firm offers from CarMax, Carvana, Vroom. Right. So as dealers, it kind of sticks us with a little bit of a dilemma, right? How do we figure out the best course of action to acquire vehicles from consumers, right? Do we focus on a high converting tool that is going to maximize lead count, but doesn't necessarily give a firm offer? Or do we harm our lead count by implementing a lengthy process tool that gives a customer a firm offer on their vehicle? In reality, the ideal solution is not to choose. And now with Snap Offer, dealers don't have to. Because inevitably, there are different types of customers, higher and lower funnel customers, sometimes those with just preliminary information in mind in limited time, those without a replacement vehicle in mind, even those shopping the sale of their vehicle to a dealer that's different from where that customer is potentially purchasing a vehicle from. So a lot of key differentiators with how Snap Offer optimizes a dealer's acquisition process versus competitive tools that are out there. So first of all, we're going to allow dealers to have the ability to give customers firm offers on their vehicle, but in a way that makes sense for them, right? This offer is configured by you, the dealer. So it means you get to determine what questions are asked, how the answers to those questions ultimately affect the final value, and even what kinds of things would disqualify a vehicle from receiving a firm offer. We're going to allow dealers to have a clear sell versus trade distinction for an optimal acquisition strategy, right? As we had just mentioned, there are different types of customers on your site, and we want to be able to have a message that resonates with both of them. And we're going to offer unparalleled ease of use, especially on mobile. One of the things that process tools designed to give firm offers lack is the ability to do so easily and efficiently on a mobile device, which is where the bulk of a website's traffic typically comes from. So let's take a look at how we do that. So let's kind of look at those two customer paths, right? We had mentioned that, one of the things that we don't want to do with Snap Offer is harm conversion, right? So all those customers that would normally convert through a value your trade link or call to action, I should say, they're still going to be able to do that. So at no point are we ever actually sacrificing lead count. So a customer could come in here, enter in your make and model. And as you see here, we capture information quickly and at the beginning of the process so that, again, that conversion stays intact throughout the entire process. So now the customer lands on our market report, which you're more than likely familiar with. But we actually now offer an extension to where the customer can go a little further and now get a firm offer, right? So then we're going to drop them into this series of questions that they can complete to finally get a firm number on their vehicle. I'm not going to go through it quite yet because I want to show you the other customer pathway, right? So now we can actually put calls to action on our website that talk to that other customer, that customer that is just looking to sell their car, right? So we can put buttons and banners that say, hey, we buy cars, or or sell your car now, we need your vehicle, right? And we can drop the customer onto a page like this, right on your website, designed at giving that firm offer, right? So then the customer actually forgoes that market report and lands right into these questions. Right. So these questions are pretty important. And these are going to be what ultimately lead to your offer to that customer. So we want to hand you the keys to the kingdom and allow you to determine how many of those questions there are and how those numbers ultimately will affect that final offer for that consumer. So customer can come in here, answer their questions about their vehicle. They can rate things like interior and exterior. Again, we have multiple question types. We've got sliders, we've got yes or no questions, multiple choice questions, and then even text input questions where the customer could answer something like, where did you purchase your vehicle? Or is there anything you'd like to tell us about that vehicle? Or do you have a payoff? And let's just say on this one, great pain. And finally, that customer lands here on a certificate that offers them their value. You have the ability to change things like the disclaimers and disqualifying messages. And then, of course, that value is backed up by market information. And in true trade pending fashion, mobile friendly, right? We can come in here and we can go through this process just as easily on a mobile device as we can on a desktop. Right. And at this point, we're making sure that we're not only ahead of the competition in being able to control the value, right? That's very, very important to you as a dealer, because, if your strategy is different than what the rest of the market is doing, you don't want to be at the mercy of somebody else's offer, right? And Everything that we do with trade pending here is very, very simple to implement. We're going to support you the entire way through. We're going to set up an implementation call with our experts. They'll help you get this set up out of the box exactly the way that you want it to, and be able to hit the ground running and have tremendous success and backup in terms of your best practices, your lead handling, making sure those numbers are constantly in line with what you want, and make sure that Snap Offer absolutely is changing the game for you in terms of your implementation, in terms of your acquisition strategy at your dealership.
I hope you enjoyed that new product demonstration. Dealers who are tired of losing trades to Carvana or Vroom or CarMax because their trade-in tools are easier now have a competitive edge. Compared to more rigid trade valuation tools, well, Snap Offer could be that golden ticket of creating a greater inflow of trades to your dealership. And of course, that's money in the bank. If you're going to get more information, well, all you have to do is go to tradepending.com and set up a demo of the new Snap Offer. It's great to see Trade Pending's Snap product, their popular trade tool, entered again for consideration of an AWA award. I remember when this tool was first introduced by Bryce and his product team, and I was just blown away by how easy it made finding the vehicle that the consumer owned and the market price of that vehicle, which is so important for dealers and consumers to get on the same page early on the value of a trade. One of the other advantages of Snap is that it integrates with Google Analytics, and when a consumer does convert to a lead and that lead is sent to the dealer's CRM, it's one of the few, if maybe the only trade product on the market that actually sends an event into Google Analytics that allows dealers to create a conversion goal. You see, in order for dealers to know if their marketing is working, all of the conversion points on their website need to send signals to Google Analytics that a conversion happened. Website forms, chat and texting tools, and trade tools are used all the time by consumers on dealership websites, but very few trade tools will actually help the dealer register that lead or conversion in their marketing cycle to improve marketing outcomes. And that's one of the strengths of Trade Pending Snap platform. But don't take my word for it. Let's see the latest innovations and upgrades to this popular tool in an excerpt from their presentation to the AWA research team.
Today we're going to be talking about Snap, our website conversion tool. It was actually the first product that we launched here at Trade Pending back in 2014. Snap has grown very, very quickly to a user base of over 3,000 dealers. The big reason for that success is how we're addressing a common consumer want. And it's really answering the question of, what is my trade worth? And there's been a problem in the market for some time here. And what I mean by that is that typically everything that's consumer facing is driven by some sort of book value. But as dealers, that's not the information that we're using to make decisions based on, or to make decisions on a vehicle's value, right? Dealers, we're looking at things like market data to understand what a vehicle is actually worth in our local market. So let's take a look at how Snap functions for both the dealer and the consumer. So we begin the Snap process by focusing on maximizing conversion and making the customer journey very, very simple. So we place our calls to action on prominent areas of a dealer's site, homepage, the traditional landing page, as well as our highly trafficked SRP pages and our VDP pages as well, right? These are the pages that tend to get a lot of eyeballs on our site. So we want to be able to put the call to action in front of the consumer, right? The easier it is for them to find, the more likely they are to interact with it. And these calls to action are very, very flexible. Dealers have control over the placement, colors and fonts, and even the verbiage of how the call to action reads. So the customer experience is very, very simple. We begin with predictive type ahead. Customer doesn't even type their entire year, make, and model. They can select their vehicle from this list here, and then simply enter name, email, and phone number, and they land here on our market report, right? So at this point, the customer has entered in minimal information. We haven't added any friction to this process. And although it seems very simple, this is an incredibly powerful formula to maximize lead counts. So at this point, the customer's landed on our market report. And this is really a game changer for how dealers talk about trade with their consumers. So we're going to discuss the local market for that vehicle, a trade range, even things like demand for a customer's vehicle. This is going to provide lead handlers with important context to have better conversations with their customers about trade. And this range is very important. Instead of boxing a dealer into a number like a book-driven tool normally would, we're going to allow the customer to see a range for their vehicle that the dealer controls, right? So essentially what this is going to do is allow that dealer to complete more of that appraisal process in the store and maximize their gross, but also allow for the customer to have to enter minimal information about their vehicle, which can massively harm conversion in the long run. And this market report is really going to mirror the dealer's retail down methodology. And we do that by beginning to show the consumer where their vehicle would fit in the local market. So this orange dot represents the customer's vehicle. And these dots over here represent comps in the market, right? So think about this in terms of something like Zillow, right? If we're going to try to figure out the value of a house, we're going to look at comparable vehicle or comparable homes in the market. It's exactly what dealers are doing every day when they're trying to figure out what a customer's car is worth, right? We're going to take a look at comparable cars in the market and figure out where that customer's car fits in a retail strategy. So we're showing that customer our starting point here. Then we allow that dealer to walk that customer down to a trade value by showing them that retail range, and then listing out the things that we as dealers consider to get a car ready for market. Right, these figures are going to show things like discount, reconditioning, depreciation, advertising, overhead, net profit, to name a few. So that customer understands where their vehicle is going to retail, what a dealer is going to take that car in for, and more importantly, why. And what's really great about all these numbers is that these are configurable by the dealer, right? So at the end of the day, we've brought the customer down to reality for their trade value in a non-confrontational way that's supported by factual market-based data. But because you as the dealer are in control over these values, you're gonna have an unprecedented ability to increase your closing percentages, and even your gross. So it's also really important for us as dealers to focus on our mobile strategy. Web traffic is predominantly shifted to come from a mobile device. We've made sure that Snap was built with mobile optimization as a top priority. So we actually allow the customer to obtain a value for their vehicle with 5 to 7 thumb taps. And they can quickly access a mobile version of that exact same market report. So with Snap, a dealer can ensure maximum conversion among the most widely represented portion of their traffic. So we've added a few new features to Snap that we're pretty excited to talk about as well. One is lead gating. So we can actually format our form here in a couple of different ways to make sure that a dealer is getting accurate or valid contact information from consumers. So we can actually configure the form to send the market report directly to a phone, via text or an email, or we can even set up a simple code where the customer is given a code to their mobile device, and they can go ahead and enter that code and then obtain their market report. Additionally, we've made the market report shareable. So we've got share and print buttons. So this market report can be texted or emailed to possibly another decision maker. And we've also given the dealer the ability to track VDP views. So when a lead comes in to a dealer like this, not only are they seeing the same market report information that a customer is, but they're getting some data on the vehicles that that customer's visited while they've been on their website. And this is incredibly powerful to being able to handle our leads effectively. And finally, we want to provide dealers with a full analytics dashboard to monitor and measure their ROI with Snap. And what's great to mention too is all this data can be synced with Google Analytics. So we're going to allow dealers to track their conversion, get an idea of what their web traffic looks like, track leads by page types, and even the kind of demographics of their web traffic, right? Things like what kind of devices are customers visiting their website on and where their leads are coming from. And even better, our install time is typically about 2 business days, oftentimes even less. We provide ongoing and unlimited dealer training for things like best practices, lead handling, and adjustments and values, right? So not only are we giving you the tools to measure your success, but we're also going to provide you with the support to ensure that you're doing as well as you possibly can with Snap.
I hope you agree with me that Trade Pending's tool is one of the easiest to use, and it's mobile friendly, with over 60% of traffic coming to dealership websites on a mobile phone. Trade tools can't be clunky or slow or difficult to complete. Trade Pending clicks all the boxes, especially because of their native integration into websites and the many integrations that Trade Pending has with Snap inside of digital retailing tools. If you'd like more information on Snap and how you could supercharge your trade-in process and trade evaluation process at your dealership, just go and book a demo at tradepending.com. Over the years, I've had many conversations with dealers and suppliers, brainstorming on ways to improve. And I remember the birth of this product, Snap Superlatives. I was working at the Maury's Automotive Group in Minnesota as a consultant, and a real question that came up was, how do I differentiate my used cars compared to others in the market, especially because they were a one-price store? In fact, I never thought of it that way, that one-price stores don't negotiate on price, and they more than ever need to validate that the price they set is fair. They were a Trade Pending customer, so I called up Bryce Englert and I said, Bryce, what can we do? Is there a way, since you know how many cars are in market and you know the scarcity of certain vehicles and you know the trim and details of any vehicle, is it possible to differentiate in an automated way? Well, months later, Superlatives was born, and it is one of the most powerful tools to help dealers differentiate their used cars. The badges that Superlatives add to vehicles might be the only one in the market, or a rare car, or extras added, things that maybe to a consumer who's quickly running through cars in an SRP, who may see, hey, this car is a little more expensive, it helped validate the price. Superlatives is more important than ever. The product has an amazing retention rate because, well, used cars are so important, especially today, for the dealer's profitability. So let's take a look at the presentation video that the Snap team did for this year's AWA Award Research Team.
So today we'll be talking about one of the newer products in our product suite, our dynamic merchandising solution, Superlatives. Really exciting stuff with Superlatives for us here at Trade Pending, because we've spent so much time, addressing this number two reason why a customer comes to your dealer's website. And now we're focusing on the number one reason, right? Customers' desire to do research on your new and your used inventory. And as dealers, we've always understood the importance of building value and creating urgency. However, our websites have really done a terrible job of this. We have really boring SRP and VDPs that don't set us apart from other dealers. And what it really leads to is, price being the focus on our strategy to keep our customer engaged with their inventory, right? We don't really have many things on our website that are telling a customer why. Right, we've put pictures of our vehicles, descriptions, and then price, right? When there are so many other reasons why vehicles are special, and why a customer should focus on the value proposition of a car, other than just the price. So with Superlatives, we're addressing the fact that as dealers, we never want our conversations to begin with price. We're far better served by turning our websites into an informational resource for consumers and really allowing them to understand key value propositions for their vehicle of interest. So Superlatives essentially is ending this race to the bottom in terms of pricing, and it'll start to reverse some of that margin compression caused by an inability to create urgency and build value with our consumers online. So let's take a look at how Superlatives works, right? So with Superlatives, we're placing badges on your SRP and VDPs. And what these are going to do is really change that consumer experience on a website. And we're inviting customers to engage with a key point of value instead of just focusing on price, right? So they'll be able to scroll through your inventory here and begin to see reasons why, right? So a customer can simply click on a particular badge. So for example, this badge is popular trim, and they can learn even more about the vehicle that they're interested in, right? So not only is this vehicle a very, very popular trim package, it is a new piece of inventory for this dealer. Oh, it sells very, very quickly in this market. Average vehicle sells in 40 days. This one sells in 6, right? Has a popular engine configuration, has won some great awards, has one of the most popular drive types. Oh, and by the way, vehicle is still covered under a considerable amount of factory warranty. Right. So finally, what we're doing here is we're allowing our websites to allow the customer to understand the why in a way that isn't price focused. Now, occasionally there are situations where we do want to talk about price, but only when it's advantageous to the dealer. Perhaps we've got a car that's priced really, really aggressively in the market because it's an old age vehicle. Well, obviously, we don't want to mention that that's an old age car, but we might want to say something like this, right? That vehicle is a stellar deal, right? So compared to the market, this particular car is priced better than 80% of it, right? So this is really affirming that customer that this car is a great deal. And on top of that, it's got 19,000 miles less than the average vehicle in the market. It's won a ton of awards. It's made here in America, is a really, really rare drive type. And hey, this one's covered under some factory warranty too, right? So a whole lot of information that the customer can grasp very, very quickly. And it's also important to mention that in true trade pending fashion, everything that we do is built with the mobile experience in mind, right? So as a consumer, if I'm on a VDP or an SRP, in this case, we're on a VDP, I'm still going to have access to that Superlatives information. I can click into a vehicle and I'm getting a nice mobile-friendly view of all the different superlatives that this vehicle is going to qualify for. So, Superlatives badges, they use 900 million data points to populate, and they're going to be able to convey a wide variety of valuable information to your customers. So we're going to be able to talk about popularity or rarity of things like color, engine, trim packages. We'll be able to talk about supply of a vehicle, right? If we're telling a customer that something's rare or one of a kind, it's a very powerful motivating factor. We can talk about the demand for a vehicle, how quickly it sells, mileage compared to other vehicles in the market, whether or not vehicles are certified pre-owned. And notice that we really deprioritize price, right? Again, our goal here is to lead with value, not price. But there are those rare occasions when we are selling on price. So we only want to bring focus to price when it's advantageous to you, the dealer. There's no okay price or bad price or anything like that. We can talk about different awards that a vehicle has won, country of origin, remaining warranty, even things like unique options, right? So the breadth of information that we have here is extremely wide, right? There's a lot of very, very powerful things that we can do, to really supercharge how your inventory is resonating with customers on your website. One of the best things about superlatives too is that we're freeing up a ton of time for the used car manager. He doesn't have to spend time on the website editing and changing things. Superlatives is going to be hands-off and automated. But of course, being trade pending, we want to give you the ability to be hands-on if you don't want to simply be hands-off all the time. So you can actually come right in here onto your own website and edit your own superlatives, right? So we'll set you up as a user. You could come in and build your own custom badges, right? So maybe we had a vehicle like this one. Here are all the superlatives that it normally would qualify for. And then we give you this toolbox to be able to come in here and build your own custom badges. So maybe we added some paint film or something to this car. We really like this box. You come in here and say, hey, vehicle has paint protection film installed. We could fill out all of our criteria here for what that means, hit save, and that superlative will populate right on that SRP page right away. So let's refresh that, and there we go. Right, so very, very quick and very, very easy to be able to say something special about the cars we have. Maybe we have a vehicle with a plow or a lifted vehicle, something like that. Very, very simple to get in there and do that. So, the benefits for your website are really, really obvious. It's important for us as dealers to, consider some of the in-store benefits for superlatives as well, right? Maybe handling a BDC call very differently, or a negotiation, right? Instead of just saying, hey, that's the best price, or hey, when do you want to come in on a vehicle? Being able to say to a customer, hey, this car sells on average within 3 days, has 26,000 miles less than the average vehicle in the market, and has the best resale value in its class. It's going to be very, very powerful statements, to sell cars quicker, to get people in the door faster, and to have the upper hand in negotiations. Even something like a test drive can be very, very powerful to implement this, right? Instead of just the traditional, hey, do you want to park it on the sold line? Hey, Mrs. Smith, there's only one of these available within 300 miles. It's a rare trim. This limited package, there's only 2 of them that have been in the market within the last 6 months. And when we do see one of these cars, typically it sells in about 3 days. Do you think we could go make the numbers work for you, right? So what's really great about superlatives is it doesn't require the reinvention of the wheel and adaptation of new processes. Employees just need to be able to know how to click on the badges, and they're instantly going to be equipped with expert level talking points, and hopefully off to selling cars quicker and more profitably.
Hope you enjoyed that introduction to the power of superlatives. Being able to badge a car as low mileage or great value helps dealers communicate maybe some aspects of a vehicle, trim level, or accessories that are added onto the vehicle that a consumer may not understand. And with superlatives, you're keeping consumers engaged with your inventory and keeping your cars in their consideration set. If you need more information on Snap Superlatives, just go to tradepending.com and book a demo today. It's great to see new products added to the AWA consideration set, and Fuse Dynamic Payments is a great product that dealers may not have heard about. Fuse is a product platform that evolved out of the Walzer organization with over 28 stores. In the United States, Walzer's team have been innovators in automotive retail, and they've brought to market some of their best technology that helps their dealer group stay fast and efficient to market. Fuse Dynamic Payments allows dealers to create in real time dynamic payments for specials, whether those specials are being used on their website or used in advertising, based on the dealer's parameters, based on real-time integration with OEM incentives, rebates, and programs. Dynamic ads are created with proper disclaimers, with the proper emphasis that dealers want, especially units that the dealers may want to move, and automatically, dynamically creates those web pages on your website or produces those images to use in advertising. This year, they also have added payments as a service using their engine. Advertising companies through an API can pool and absolutely have consistent pricing, payments, and disclaimers on all advertising across Facebook or Google and to match their website. So smart agencies with their own ad tech are coming to Fuse to have that, robust, accurate dynamic payment engine as part of their advertising platform. But don't take my word for it. Let's see how easy it is for dealers to create dynamic payments and specials for their website and advertising using the new Fuse Dynamic Payments platform.
Hello, this is Alan Crutch with Fuse Auto Tech. Today we're going to be speaking about Fuse Dynamic Payments. The core problem that Fuse Dynamic Payments solves is getting your offers, monthly specials, and advertised prices in alignment at the beginning of every month. With the changes in manufacturer incentives and in inventory and in pricing, it's very difficult to keep your online and advertised specials in alignment. So how do we solve this problem? We do that by creating software that generates your best offers based on in-stock inventory, available programs, and your pricing and offer strategy. Fuse Dynamic Payments is the solution. It finds the best ad-compliant payments, and it does that every single day without any manual effort. This is all happening automatically in the background. So here's what Fuse does. Every night, it performs a scan of all of your inventory and all of your various bank programs and incentives. It selects the best offers by model based on dealer and manufacturer set parameters. It then sends the best offers to your website specials pages, as well as your advertising partners, so that you have updated and replaced specials every day based on the inventory that's in stock, based on what sold yesterday, and based on what changes manufacturers or banks may have made to their programs. The dealer has full control of the configuration of these offers. The dealer can select the offer type, how they price the car, what the default term and mileages are. They can filter by vehicle, by favorites, by current offers. They can even filter by lender. So dealerships have complete control over how their vehicles and pricing are merchandised on their websites and in their advertising. Here's a quick look at a dynamic payments dashboard. You can see in this particular case that this dealer group had 2,775 vehicles scanned the night before. That means that Fuse Dynamic Payments looked at all of those VINs and all of the available programs to come up with the offers that it created. It created over 7,000 offers, of which 900 of those offers were online. Now, this is a large dealer group with about 30 stores, so 900 offers doesn't seem like a lot. The key here is 57. Those are the vehicles that were replaced within 24 hours. And vehicles that are replaced are the vehicles that sold and dropped off the inventory. Sure, there can be a dealer trade here or there, but this is measuring of the vehicle specials, which ones are selling. Another look at the back end tool that shows how dealers can configure their current offers and then dive into the details. So when that customer comes in the store and says, I'd like to take a look at that $349 special, your sales manager, desk manager, or finance manager can pull up the details, and here's everything you need to know about creating that deal. The stock number, the buy rate, the residual, the lender code, everything you need to recreate that offer for the customer. With Fuse Dynamic Payments, you're able to integrate all of these dynamic payments into your vehicle specials page. This is an important question that you can answer. After a customer has been shopping for some number of hours on maybe over a dozen websites, the one question they can't answer until they come to your website is about how much per month is this vehicle. You have real offers on real vehicles that are in stock that can be replicated in the store. And as we said before, all of these offers can be placed on your advertisements on Google Ads, Facebook Auto Inventory ads, even your OTT ads through a partnership with your advertising provider. A quick look at some of the ROI numbers on Fuse Dynamic Payments. We're taking a look here at Walser Automotive Group, where this product was originally developed. And you can see that over a 12-month period, they increased their lease penetration by over 14%. The Toyota store went from 20 to 28% lease penetration by showing these competitive offers every day. To dive a little deeper, the Toyota Tundra, Walser doubled their sales of Tundras by having competitive specials and offers that customers can take advantage of posted every day on their specials pages and on their online advertising. Another key component here is that in the lifetime of this product, we've yet to have a compliance strike because all of the rules for minimum advertised price or minimum advertised payment are built into the software. There's no way for one of your team members to fat finger a key and put in a price that's going to get you a strike. That's Fuse Dynamic Payments. Thanks a lot for taking a look at this product, and we're anxious to see all of you at the AWA Awards.
It's great to see automotive groups who have strong retail processes and great success in their markets invest in taking their products to market to help other dealers, and Fuse Dynamic Payments is an exciting product that deserves your consideration set. So if you want more information on Fuse Dynamic Payments, you can go to fuseautotech.com. Another new product from Fuse Autotech is Fuse Transact. One of the complaints that dealers have with many of the digital retailing platforms is that they're more like glorified payment calculators or just another fancy lead gen tool that does not transact or present accurate data that can accurately be used in signing to complete a transaction. And that's where Fuse Transact comes into play. If you do a little research at the Walser Automotive Group, where this technology was birthed, and has been completely updated for distribution using today's latest programming technology, you're going to find out that this platform actually can transact and sell a car. Whether it's in the store or online, this is a platform that integrates into Route 1, into the dealer's DMS, that produces perfect calculations and transactions that can result in an actual car sale. More importantly, the technology workflow allows a single employee to complete the entire transaction without an F&I manager. Now, maybe you're not ready to take that step. It doesn't make a difference if you want to go single point of contact or not. Fuse Transact is the building block that you need for an amazing retail operation, especially if you want to move to a single point of contact for the ultimate in customer satisfaction and operational efficiency. So let's take a look at why Fuse Transact is part of a new breed of products that are enabling a single person to do a complete car transaction with ease and efficiency to create the ultimate customer experience.
This is Alan Crutch with Fuse Auto Tech, and today we're going to be speaking about Fuse Transact. Transact is our application that works in store to help dealers sell a car from one screen, oftentimes with one person, in less than an hour. I think we all understand what the challenge is, and it's been this way for way too many years. It takes too long to sell a car. And no wonder there's 7 or 8 legacy systems that are involved, sometimes 3, 4, or more people involved. And this has become very, very frustrating for consumers who now live in a digital age and are used to smooth, frictionless transactions. You can see the process, and if we were to map it out in any typical dealership, we'd find that there's lots of back and forth. There's lots of people involved, and there's lots of legacy software systems involved that lead to inefficiency, and that leads to a broken customer experience. Of course, the market's demanding change. In fact, Gen Xers in a recent survey said they prefer a root canal to negotiating with a car dealership. Customers are looking for a faster, better, more convenient way to sell a car, and Fuse is the technology that enables that new modern retail customer experience. Our process is really all about integration. In our one application, we pull all of these different legacy systems into one screen, into one application. Everything from inventory to trade-in, F&I products and accessories, finance menus, all the way through e-signatures or paper signatures where they're required, and integration into the DMS. So it's really a one-stop shop for selling a car in store. And we know that about 95% of customers prefer to buy the car in store. They prefer to see the vehicle, test drive the vehicle, compare it to other actual vehicles, and in many cases, they want to talk to a product expert. Let's take a look at the application, starting with the Choose Your Vehicle screen. Looks very much like an SRP on any number of websites, and this is where we start the process. Then on one screen, we're able to gather all of the information that allows a customer to construct a car deal. And so this is typically guided by a salesperson, but we could give the customer some control of this also. They start by entering their address so that we get accurate incentives, taxes, and fees. They can add a trade-in. They can decide what type of a transaction they want, lease, finance, cash, and then decide how much money they put down. The credit score can either be estimated by the customer, or we can do a soft pull and get an accurate credit rating to fine-tune the payments. Add on the protection products and accessories, check for conditional rebates, and you've got a beautiful quote served up in seconds for your customer. Now, it's important how we merchandise payments. You'll see that we use a Priceline style payment merchandising system. And that means that rather than the car dealer saying, here's your payment, we're having the lenders, in essence, make offers to the customer. And we're showing 3 to 5 different offers, depending on the banks and the configuration that the dealer chooses, so that a customer starts to feel more comfortable. They're starting to see these are national lending institutions. They all have slightly different rates. They all have slightly different terms, and it gives the customer a choice rather than, again, the dealer saying, here's your payment. Do you want to buy today or not? So from there, we move on and we can get to the review screen where all the details are laid out for the customer. Again, we're building trust and we're using these lender logos to build authority for our transaction as well. So all the details are here. At this point, a customer can move on, or they could move backwards and look at some more offers or another type of sale. We can start the credit application from here. And inside the Fuse platform, we have native credit application and native credit approval. Once we have an approval back, which shows up right inside of the application, the customer can sign on the iPad or Microsoft Surface. We have a native integrated signing ceremony within the application. For those documents that require a wet signature, there is a ready to print function that allows you to add a paper document to this where that is required by regulation. Now that we've moved through the platform, we've made a car deal, we've gotten approved credit, we've gotten signatures from the customer, and that's integrated and pushed the deal back into the DMS. We can look at some of the benefits for the dealer of doing this way. It's truly one of those few virtuous cycles in business where the customer's happier, the dealer is making transactions in less time with less friction, and they're increasing productivity and profitability. We can see here, based on the data that we've acquired, the transaction time is reduced from up to 3 hours down to 30 minutes. Not every transaction will happen in 30 minutes, but the majority of them happen in less than an hour. Units sold increases on average from 10 to 17. And this is where, we have some really high producers that are using this technology to become extremely productive. And we'll talk about a couple of those in a minute. Revenue per vehicle retailed, our F&I income, has gone up an average of $500. And here's really the big savings. When dealers move to a single point of contact business model, the direct compensation to sell a car can be halved. The national average from NADA is around $1,600 in direct compensation cost to sell a car. With the single point of contact model, that is reduced to just over $800. I mentioned some of the productivity gains that we're seeing. And Jeff Glansman, the CEO of Glansman Subaru, talked about one of his top salespeople who was averaging 28 cars a month. We'd all like to have somebody like that working for us. We'd all like to have several of them. But in this case, Fuse unlocked some unbelievable productivity for this person. He's working the same number of hours, but now he's up in the 40s, having a best month of 45. So with Fuse, we're starting to look at efficiency and productivity gains that we really didn't know were possible in the past. That's Fuse. We appreciate you taking a look at it, and we look forward to seeing everybody at AWA in Las Vegas.
I hope you enjoyed that excerpt from our product presentation. Dealers should know that the majority of transactions still happen in the showroom, and this technology allows any sales associate to complete the entire transaction in an hour, which is, well, I believe the future of automotive retailing. Greater operational efficiency in the showroom and with payments and figures that match what were presented online. If you'd like more information on Fuse Transact and insights on how you can be more operationally efficient in your showroom, go to fuseautotech.com. Each year, there are products that stand out from others because they take a different approach to solve a problem unique to car dealers. And this year, CarNow's real-time retailing platform is one of those standout products. Over the years, dealers have known CarNow because of their initial messaging platform and then their Buy Now digital retailing platform. Also, their pioneering work to help me educate dealers on the need to move to conversational commerce, reducing forms on those CTA buttons, and starting conversations with consumers. Instead of chasing them later in the BDC through a lead form, why aren't we serving customers online? And CarNow was one of those customers that helped innovate this idea of serving rather chasing. But when the team at CarNow showed me this product, I was blown away. In fact, it was mind-blowing to see that the team at CarNow realized that the opportunities for future efficiency, for future standout customer service, is to take serving now to the next level. CarNow's retailing platform in real time sees all the consumers that are on the website, seeing how they're engaging with website tools, and very much like a call center operator, looks at all the inbound calls and making sure that someone's answering the calls. Took that same approach to say, when shoppers are on our website, why aren't we managing those experiences? Why aren't we more proactively engaging just like we would if they came in the showroom? CarNow's real-time retailing is a breakthrough for dealers who want to rethink what automotive retail looks like, to rethink the customer experience, and to be, well, maximizing the opportunities of the shoppers that are coming to their website. Don't take my word for it. Let's take a peek at the product demonstration highlights this year that we received as part of the AWA review process for CarNow real-time retailing.
Welcome to the automotive industry's first real-time retail platform, Dealer Home, marrying all of CarNow's best-of-breed messaging and digital retail tools into one real-time dealer platform. As our consumer navigates their session on the phone to the left, take note of the live action panel on the right side of Dealer Home. It updates with each action the consumer takes. Give your customers peace of mind by backing trade values from the best in the industry. KBB, Trade Pending, Trade in Valet, Subaru's GTP, and even Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. Digital retail isn't just a lead generator. It's the start of your relationship with your consumer. At CarNow, we believe that every relationship and every sale start with a conversation. So we make it seamless for your consumer to move from their conversation workflow to digital retail. We also make sure that that conversation lives with the consumer inside of Dealer Home, making this conversation a crucial piece of your sales process. Dealer Home also makes it easier for your teams to make the best of all the rich content our messaging platform has to offer, like digital business cards. You can even use this conversation in creative ways, like getting in front of rebate documentation your consumer will need to bring into the showroom. Also notice that as the consumer selects their college grad program, the conflicting military rebate is grayed out. Our new real-time Fni merchandising platform is powered by J.D. Power and Darwin Automotive. We're able to use their rating recommendation engine inside of our digital retail experience to provide relevant product recommendations to your consumer. And we back up those recommendations with sales tools from Darwin for each product offering, helping transfer trust to the Fni office much earlier in the sales process. With this new platform, your team can also push offers to consumers with Fni products included. It's a great way to socialize products earlier and help maximize gross potential. You can even hide costs from those audiences that, well, just don't need to see it. No deal's complete without at least a little negotiation, right? Right. Let's get our bearings with what the consumer is seeing on their end. Then verify the Fni information pulled through correctly. And we'll double check if we put the ACV in for the trade. Once we're done, we can just work the rest of the deal. Then we can push the deal to the consumer and to Darwin or the DMS, all to streamline your workflow in store. With negotiations happening in real time, now we've touched vehicle selection, numbers, F&I, and we've prospected a new vehicle for your dealer to take in on trade. We are making the most out of all the time-consuming pieces of your sales process, helping reduce the time it takes for a consumer to take delivery of their new vehicle once they set foot in your dealership. Dealer Home is the vehicle for your consumer to establish an emotional connection to the purchase. Now that all of the tougher parts of the transactions are done, your consumer can do things like uploading their license and insurance, and even e-sign forms that we can incorporate for you as part of your digital deal jacket. When all of this is available to you while your consumer is on your website, it really makes you wonder why you would ever just wait for this opportunity to end up in your CRM as a lead. But let's say you did just that, and you have more leads than you do vehicles right now. Dealer Home helps you prioritize the best value proposition for you with each individual piece of inventory. Let's look at our 4 series. We can see that there have been 4 people that identified this unit as their particular vehicle of interest. And when we look at all 4, it becomes pretty clear which consumer is the best opportunity. It's Jody. She's completed the most steps in digital retail and has a trade that's been matched to our wish list of vehicles we know we want to take in on trade. So let's send her a request to make an appointment. This type of follow-up is infinitely more powerful than a simple phone call or email, and it shows the consumer that you value their time. Dealer Home prevents your valuable opportunities from becoming just another task in your CRM. We at CarNow know the inventory struggle, and that is why we built the trades list. Every vehicle submitted as a possible trade from your consumers in a CarNow product lives here. What better way to prospect for trades than from consumers on your website who are voluntarily talking with you? And the best part? No auction fees or commissions need to be paid here. Let's wrap up with a look at your virtual dealer, starting with your appointment log. Here you can see where money is knocking throughout the entirety of your dealer, not just in sales. You can also use the leaderboard as some encouragement for your team. We support platform models and users from multiple dealerships. And tailorable live action filters help users see only what they need to see. At CarNow, we know the future is now. The sales process of yesterday doesn't meet consumers where they are, and real-time retail is here to stay.
I've been a student of automotive retail for over 16 years. Dealers have moved from not believing a website was important to putting forms on a website and maybe getting back to consumers in a few days, to seeing that online shoppers were important, and more recently, trying to reduce the number of forms and start conversations. Real-time retailing takes it to the next level. Seeing the website is a living, breathing showroom of engaging shoppers while they're in the mode for shopping, while they could use assistance from your trained sales staff. Instead of outsourcing it or chasing them later, why not serve now? And the results, well, they speak for themselves. But if you need more information on CarNow's real-time retailing platform and ways to rethink how to serve your local car shoppers, I encourage you to go to carnow.com and book a demo. This year, CarNow also submitted a pair of products that work in conjunction with each other that are effective in creating higher conversion and engagement with consumers who are on a dealership's website. Message Now and Convert Now are two products that continually outpace their competitors because of their product design and integration. Let me explain how they work. You should look at Message Now as an advanced automotive chat platform that engages with consumers and shares information to create the most engaging conversations. Convert Now is the strategy to take those CTA buttons and instead of popping up a form with get e-price or unlock price or get today's price, you can start a conversation that's relevant to the button. And this is very important. Convert Now is not a name for a product that launches chat. It's a product that launches a relevant conversation. So for example, why do people see so many form abandon rates when people want to schedule service? Well, because your service scheduler is horrible. But what if you used Convert Now on a CTA button that said schedule service and popped up a conversation? Instead of saying, "Hi, this is Brian, what would you like to do?" Convert Now starts a relevant contextual conversation and says, I'm here to help you book your service appointment. What's your first name and your last name? And when would you like to come in? You see, messaging is perfect when consumers have ad hoc questions that cannot be answered by a logical workflow. But for many applications, ConvertNow can take a CTA button form and turn it into a conversation. And here's the most important thing. You double your conversion rate. That's right. When you move from static lead forms to conversational commerce through ConvertNow, you can double the number of sales opportunities. This has been well documented. We've seen great case studies from the Jeff Weiler organization in Ohio, and countless others. So don't take my word for it. Let's see how MessageNow and ConvertNow can transform your website to engage more shoppers and create twice the sales opportunities than standard chat and standard lead forms.
When shoppers arrive on your website, it isn't by accident. They are there to accomplish a goal, whether that's to look at a piece of inventory, get a trade value, schedule an appointment, or simply ask a question. Sometimes websites have so much going on that it's confusing, so consumers turn to you to have a conversation. And what better way for them to be received than with a state-of-the-art messaging system like MessageNow? You can't work your showroom 24/7, 365, but CarNow can. Our BDCs will answer your shoppers' questions round the clock to ensure that your business is never caught sleeping on the job. The toolbox on the right side of the screen lets you leverage tons of rich content to help usher your shopper further down the purchase funnel. And the customer tool is essentially your lead form. The more you can fill out here, the more qualified the lead will be when it hits your CRM. We even tell you in live time whether you have all the necessary pieces to get this session into the CRM for follow-up. Here we are sending live inventory pieces to your shopper. And in their session, they can see an overview, pictures, options, and a full description of that particular unit. Notice that nothing is left to chance for your mobile shoppers. With over 4,000 dealerships on MessageNow currently, we see mobile accounting for almost 70% of our traffic. So we make sure that the mobile experience is just as functional as what the shopper could accomplish on a desktop. Now that we have a name and contact information, you'll see that this lead is eligible to be sent to the CRM. And it will automatically push after this session goes dormant so that we can wrap up the entire transcript and push it to your CRM with the shopper's information. Model brochures and comparisons are two big pieces of the puzzle. We've long said that this is more than just chat, it's conversational commerce. Here we can educate the consumer in a way that's easy for them to engage with, helping foster trust in you and your business. Trust leads to establishing value, and as we all know, value leads to sales. Our appointment tool has a built-in calendar invite feature, allowing the set appointment to sync to the shopper's device. It's a great layer of support to help foster show rates on top of your appointment confirmation efforts in-store. While inside of the chat, your shopper can get trade valuations through Trade Pending or KBB. Great way to help you prospect for additional vehicles to bring in on trade. And now for what sets us apart. The red banner you see is called a Deal Now. When your shopper reaches certain milestones in the chat, an alert is triggered to your team at the dealership to get involved and take the chat over. Our BDCs can also trigger this manually if shoppers are asking about things like best pricing, financing, rebate eligibility, etc. You can even attach a virtual business card, helping put a face to the name and introducing a real human element into your conversation. Now that you've become familiar with the chat interface we offer your clients, let's take an alternative approach. Remember those goals we talked about earlier? Well, research has shown that shoppers don't like generic form fills. If they click a CTA on your website for getting a trade value, they should go through a workflow that accomplishes that goal. Enter Convert Now, an automated workflow in a simple conversational format. These sessions result in giving the customer what they are after when they click the CTA, while also giving you a lead to follow up on in your CRM.
While there's many choices for messaging platforms on the market today, CarNow's Message Now and Convert Now are specific to automotive, giving you unprecedented opportunities to engage more shoppers when they're on their website and to increase conversational commerce opportunities, which I believe is the future of automotive retail. If you need more information on how Message Now and Convert Now can work on your website, I encourage you to go to carnow.com. I'm glad to see CDK Global has submitted their modern retailing platform for consideration of an AWA award because there's been a lot of focus on the energy and synergies between their acquisition of Roadster digital retailing and, of course, their popular eLead CRM and their world-class DMS. CDK Global has repositioned themselves as a leader in digital retailing with their acquisition of Roadster. The combination of Roadster and eLead makes a formidable combination because of Roadster's popularity and market share, along with eLead's popularity and market share. Together, the team at CDK Global has working hard to integrate these two platforms to create a seamless retail platform for dealers who want a competitive edge in their local market. So let's take a look at some highlights from the product demonstration that shows the power of Roadster, eLead, and CDK DMS is a force to be reckoned with.
At CDK Global, we're dedicated to modernizing automotive retail. We believe that buying a car, whether online or in the dealership, should be easy and consistent throughout the entire experience. And that to modernize car buying, we can't just focus on the consumer. We also have to make it easier to sell. No rekeying information. No need to navigate inconsistencies between back-end systems. Just one seamless experience for all. We've been making foundational investments in leading technology solutions like eLead and Roadster to bring the car buying and selling journeys together under one roof. And as the automotive industry's leading technology provider, we're now uniquely positioned to eliminate friction at every customer and dealer touchpoint. So, what does modern retail look like? Allow us to show you. Our customer, Chris, browses inventory on a dealer's express store and easily finds the car he wants. He chooses how he wants to pay and arrives at a monthly payment he can afford. On the back end, our system is processing data from hundreds of sources to show Chris real payments, including taxes and fees, based on his zip code and estimated credit score. Not only are these payments accurate, but they're also consistent with the calculations used within e-lead desking, so the price is the same, online, over the phone, or in person. Chris's payment information is displayed with full transparency, so he can review each line item in detail. And it's all flowing into both Roadster Admin and eLead. So no matter what system they're using, managers have full visibility and BDC agents can remotely guide Chris through the process. Next, Chris opts to value his trade-in vehicle. As he enters his trade information, it's pushed into both the dealer's trade appraisal tool and eLead, allowing the dealership to provide a fair and competitive offer for his market. Chris deep dives into all the service and protection plans offered. All of the plans displayed are completely in sync with the DMS codes on the back end, which allows them to automatically be displayed in the Fni Menu presentation that Chris will see when he finalizes his deal. He adds something to his order, and then he's ready to visit the dealership. There, he meets with the showroom agent, Jen, who's able to pull up the deal he began building online. This saves them both time. Together, they review the car's features and go for a test drive. Afterward, they review the deals side by side, and Chris decides to finish the purchase at his convenience. Jen uses the Share Details functionality to send Chris a link to his updated deal sheet. Back at his office, Chris begins the fast, flexible checkout process. He completes his credit app, reviews his trade-in information, and uploads a photo of his driver's license. Our back-end system verifies Chris's identity in real time, and Jen can instantly see if there are any issues before submitting the credit application for loan approval and decisioning. She can also access a copy of his driver's license from within a central repository that pulls purchase documents from all your different systems into one secure place stored in the cloud. If she needs to update any of the deal terms, she can do so using eLead desking, and the same information will be automatically updated in Roadster and pushed into CDK Drive. Chris then places his order and can finish the purchase tasks at any time in any order he chooses, even skipping tasks he'd like to come back to. In real time, Jen's seeing every action that's being taken and can send Chris reminders to complete any outstanding tasks. Next, Chris meets with the Fni manager virtually, and he takes Chris through the Fni presentation. After Chris adds wheel and tire protection to his order and finalizes everything, he signs all of the paperwork digitally, including the retail contract, and opts to have his car delivered. With the entire car buying and selling experience fully stitched together, it's seamless for the dealer and seamless for the customer. We're closer than ever to realizing our modern retail vision, but we can't do it alone. That's why at the core of our technology is the flexibility to integrate whatever tools work best for dealers' unique needs, whether they were created by CDK or not. Built with data and decades of understanding, our open and integrative platform Fortellis connects the industry at every level, enabling us to deliver a modern retail experience to everyone involved. And we're just getting started. As we innovate, we'll continue to explore all of the endless possibilities that exist within our industry. Why? Because the only way we can truly modernize automotive retail is to ensure that we work better together.
If you've been following my writing over the last few years, I've always been impressed by the approach that Roadster took by creating a subdomain to do digital retailing on any dealership websites. The fact that Roadster has the most detailed event tracking of all digital retail platforms makes it an excellent partner for dealers who are trying to track consumer behavior on their website and develop their own custom audiences to improve marketing outcomes. Now, the combination of Roadster's advanced platform with eLead and CDK Drive, well, is an interesting combination of products that dealers should consider for their retail strategy. So if you need more information, schedule a demo by going to cdkglobal.com or roadster.com. It's great to see that products that have led the market and going through an acquisition are still innovating. It was big news when Reynolds & Reynolds purchased Gubagoo, and some people were concerned about the independence and future product development. But what I can tell you is that Gubagoo Virtual Retailing continues to show great improvements and innovations, especially with new data certifications for OEM programs and DMS integrations. But most of all, the heart of Gubagoo Virtual Retailing is the natural embedded communications that support their digital retailing platform. And more importantly, the chat and messaging embedded in Gubagoo is aware of where the customer is in the process. So instead of having a blind messaging conversation, the Gubagoo virtual agents can, well, see exactly where the consumer is in their journey, which vehicle they're on, and offer assistance via chat, texting, or even video. This platform continues to be a dealer favorite, and dealers who are trying to lean into conversational commerce know that the integration of their messaging and communication platform with their virtual retailing is what helps them stand apart from the competition. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at the highlights from this year's presentation to the AWA research team right now.
Welcome to a demo of Gubagoo's virtual retailing application. Virtual retailing is an experience that can be added to a dealership website to allow consumers to build a car deal from start to finish. So let's get into it and show you virtual retailing. So there are a number of ways that a consumer can launch into virtual retailing. First is from within our chat experience. Our chat is deeply integrated with virtual retailing, so it all connects. So when a inventory item, a car, is pushed into the chat window within a conversation, the customer can click a button on that inventory card to launch virtual retailing. In addition, we have buttons that we can put on search pages as well as VDPs that allow a customer to launch virtual retailing as well. We have several buttons, including payments, trade-in, credit check, which is a soft pull, and the customer can click that which is most interesting to them. If they have a trade-in, they can value their trade first. We're going to click payments and get into it and show how it looks. So the first step is we're going to actually help the customer calculate their payments. So they're going to put in their down payment. They're going to put in their credit score. They're going to put in their zip code so that we can accurately get taxes and fees, as well as rebates and incentives. We're going to put in our phone number and email, and then we're going to show the customer payments. So we've got real-time payments from lenders configured on the dealership's account. We have OEM incentives as well. This is special APR. We show this all in a menu style view so the customer can see the best options available for them. Up here, we have controls where the customer can easily change their payment options, and it's going to recalculate. So we're going to go ahead and select the finance offer and move through. We have all OEM rebates, conditional and standard. along with stackability rules. And next we have our trade-in step. You'll also notice that we have our messaging here guiding the customer through every step of the way. So in order to do trade-in, we have a license plate lookup, which makes it really convenient for the customer to find their vehicle. They can also do year, make, model, or VIN, but license plate is obviously the easiest. So we found my 2013 Beetle. We're going to go ahead and put in some information. We have some condition questions here, mechanical issues, and so forth, as well as a payment lookup for any loan outstanding on the vehicle. So most customers don't know it, so we can actually allow the customer to look up their payment that they owe. And there we go. We've got a KBB value coming back. We have several books that we're integrated with, including KBB and Trade Pending. You can see the valuation. Here's the negative, the amount owed on the vehicle, which gives us our trade-in equity. So we're going to go ahead and apply that. Next is our Fni step. And what I want to note here is because our application is deeply integrated with our chat, we actually have a backend tool where you can see as the dealership everything that is going on with this deal and all the deals that are being built on your site in real time and interact with that customer. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm in on another screen. I'm in our backend application. It's available through the browser on web, as well as a native mobile app on iOS and Android. And I'm just going to say I'm in store and can help if you have any questions. And I'm going to send that through to the customer, just letting the customer know that you're there, that you're a real person, and that you're available to help them can give them a lot of comfort to help them through the process. In addition, let's say we have a conversation with the customer and the customer says they want to get their deal a little bit lower in order to fit their budget. I can go ahead and desk a deal for them, add a cash discount, adjust the trade, whatever you want to try and get that deal a little bit lower for them. And I'm going to send that through to the customer. And you'll see that come through here. This special offer, $529, lower than the $545. And if I were to click this, it would take me into the new deal. So we're going to focus back on the Fni step here where we are. And first thing we do is we ask some driving habit questions to dial in the package and term. And then we have our Fni menu. In the Fni menu, you can add videos, details in order to get the give the customer more information about which products might be best for them. All of these products are dynamic based on finance, lease, or cash, based on VIN. We want to make sure we're showing the right vehicle products for a given vehicle. Next, we've got our credit step. So this is really important in order to get the customer through to a full e-commerce experience. Now, one of the really cool and valuable features that we have available for dealerships and their consumers is real-time lender approvals. So as I go through here and fill out my credit app, we're actually going to send this credit app to the set of lenders configured by the dealership. And those lenders are going to bring back and present real-time decisions for the customer based on the configuration of the account. So here we go. We can add a co-applicant. And so we're going to go ahead and submit that application. And now what's happening is that application is routing into either DealerTrack or Route 1, whatever finance application the dealership is using in store. That is then going out to the network of lenders that the store has configured that they work with. And those lenders are going to evaluate the credit application and then return a decision to the customer. Now, that's really important because that is a pretty much guaranteed finance offer, and that allows the customer to go through and complete the deal with confidence. So just in a minute, the offers are going to show up for the customer. And there we go. See them come back. So we have an offer from Bank of America, from Chase, and then we have a couple that are pending decision. We have stipulations in here, employment and income, and so forth. And I'm going to go ahead and view this Bank of America offer, select it, and move forward to doc upload. Now we do have doc upload here for driver's license, insurance, and vehicle registration. The customer can upload their docs. And next we have a signing ceremony. And so what we do here is we actually generate an entire deal jacket dynamically. So based on the specific deal, based on whether it's lease deal or finance deal, based on whether they have a trade-in or they don't have a trade-in or they have a co-signer and so forth, and dynamically populate that deal jacket with all of the deal details and present that for e-signature. So here you see, as the customer, I can really easily sign the deal jacket. And then that is going to go through after finished. That is going to go through to the dealership to review and countersign. Now the dealership's going to get notification in our backend application and all that good stuff that that the customer has signed. So in the next step, we ask the customer how they would like to receive their vehicle. Would they like to schedule an in-store pickup, delivery, or just skip it? We're going to go ahead and do a delivery, show how that looks. So we'll select February 2nd, 9 a.m. and we'll put in Northwest. We'll put in a address, and then we show the customer the map of the delivery. We'll go ahead and request the delivery. And next, we're at the checkout step. So on the checkout step, we show all the deal details here, including estimated registration fees, Fni, all that good stuff, every detail about the deal. And then the customer can actually check out and pay their due at signing with Google Pay, Apple Pay, credit card, or debit card, or PayPal. So I'm going to go ahead and pay with credit card. There we go. Just some dummy data. And we'll go ahead and pay our due at signing. And there we go. We've just completed our car deal as the consumer. The dealership is getting all this information, reaching out to the customer to confirm and finish up the deal. Now, one final item I want to highlight is our in-store experience. So we actually have a showroom application that can be used in the store to search for vehicles and walk the customer through a deal hand in hand with a salesperson on a tablet. So here you see we're populating all models. You can easily search vehicles. You can even filter by things like monthly payments. So let's say I really want to get my monthly payment's really important to me. So I want something that's under 600. I can filter by that. I see A3s are going to match my specs. And then I can see a list of all A3s, view the details of those A3s, and then move into a buying experience, move into virtual retailing. So that is an overview of Gubagoo Virtual Retailing. Thanks for watching.
I hope you enjoyed that highlight from the Gubagoo virtual retailing platform, but a few-minute video doesn't do the platform justice. With new Audi integrations, Acura integrations, CDK integrations, there's so many new features in the platform that deserve a full demonstration. And look for even greater integrations into the Reynolds ecosystem in the months and years ahead. If you want another great presentation and to consider Gubagoo virtual retailing and answer all your questions, I encourage you to go to gubagoo.com. It's great to have Gubagoo's ChatSmart product in consideration for a 2022 AWA award, as it's always been one of the top performing chat platforms for automotive dealers. And this is because it's aware of exactly where the consumer is on the website. It provides great tools to share information that consumers might have about vehicles. And most of all, it is integrated into the Gubagoo virtual retailing suite so that if a dealer moves from ChatSmart and eventually moves over to Gubagoo virtual retailing, there's no relearning. The heart of Gubagoo's ChatSmart platform is their G Live dashboard, which gives dealers a complete sense of all the conversations that are going on their website, plus all the chat conversations from third-party sites. ChatSmart has deep integrations to all the touch points and messaging platforms that dealers would use, like Facebook or third-party classifieds. This allows dealers using ChatSmart to have a unified messaging platform across all consumer touchpoints. This is extremely important because we can't always control where consumers come from. Some may be using WhatsApp. Somebody might be using Google My Business as their initial messaging point, whether it's texting or messaging or Facebook Marketplace. Well, the answer is Gubagoo ChatSmart platform is a single source of truth for all conversations that are happening at your dealership. And when those conversations turn into leads, they can be easily inserted into the popular automotive CRMs to allow your BDC or sales associates to follow up. So let's take a look at some highlights from this year's presentation video of Gubagoo ChatSmart platform based on their G Live technology.
Hello, and welcome to a demonstration of Gubagoo ChatSmart. My name is Ryan Austin, and I'm going to be taking you through this demo today of Gubagoo's chat applications. So we are going to go ahead and start out on a dealership website, and you can see various tools along the bottom of the screen here. On the left, we have our dynamic bar publisher, where you can display and publish various targeted offers based on the behavior of the user. And these can be any sorts of offers you would like, new lease, finance, service offers, and they are targeted by the behavior of the customer. In addition, you can publish various tabs at the bottom here that can be trade-in, valuation, booking service online, various offers, and these are all dynamic by the page that the customer is browsing. We also have various social widgets that the dealership can use in order to highlight their social channels without requiring the customer to leave the site. Now, in terms of this chat demo, we're going to be focusing mostly on this area of the screen right here. This is our greeter, our Chat 4.0 greeter, which was launched last year, which was a major upgrade over our previous award-winning chat software. And Chat 4.0, the biggest differences are updated styling, updated animations, updated quick responses. And so I'll show that as we go through here. And one thing to note, as we did A/B test 3.0 versus 4.0, we saw a 15% increase in chats on desktop and a 33% increase in chats on mobile. So a tremendous increase from moving to our new chat platform. So firstly, you'll see various quick replies. Here we've got trade as well as book service. These are going to launch and these are configurable to whatever the dealership would like. In this case, these are hooked up to what we call live plays. Live plays are automated chat workflows that walk the customer through a common task for a consumer. So for example, if I click book service, it's going to open up a service flow. And this is going to allow the customer to book a service appointment, and it's integrated with various service scheduling tools such as Xtime. So I'd be able to walk through an entire service scheduling flow here and book an appointment into Xtime. See, I didn't correctly type Sorrento. There we go. Let's go ahead and just show you how that works. Now, another really neat feature is that every time the chat is asking for certain data, we're actually going to go ahead and use the browser to the browser cache to populate that data to make it super simple for the customer to enter their information. All they have to do is click. They don't even have to type, which is a really neat way to reduce friction. And yeah, so just going to finish up the service scheduling flow here. And yeah, so that's how that works. Those are live plays. We have various of those, including test drive. You can see it's re-engaging me here for a date. Let's go ahead and select Monday. And we have various live plays that can launch these automations, including service, trade, e-price, and more. Go ahead and finish up my schedule. Now, this is all happening automated with no human involvement. Now, what's important to note is as this chat is happening, there's a notification happening to the dealership using our Gubagoo Live, our G Live web app and mobile app. And you can see that this is all finished up. Web app and mobile app in order to notify them that a chat is happening, and they can go ahead and jump in on the chat if they like. And now you can see we just went ahead and booked the entire flow. So another element of our chat, which is really unique, is that it is hyper personalized using our Beast algorithm and behavioral features. So you can see here the greeter is greeting me with different quick replies. But one thing that's really important is as the customer navigates the site, if we identify that they are interested in a specific vehicle, let's say I landed as the consumer on this Lexus ES, you can see that we're actually going to greet the customer by referencing the ES, right? So we're actually going to personalize that greeter message to make it a higher probability the customer is going to start a chat. Okay. So in order to start a regular chat, and you can see these new animations, this is all brand new with chat 4.0. I would just go ahead and start a chat. Now we have other channels, of course, SMS, Apple Business Chat, Google Messaging, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, so a customer can start a chat from any channel that they would like. I'm going to go ahead and just start off with looking for a RX. Do you have any available? Okay. So you can see that we've engaged a chat. This has gone to our operators, which are staffed 24/7 using our proprietary chat application, as well as to the dealership. Now, what I'm going to do on the back end is I'm actually going to jump into this chat as a dealer. And so the dealer has a web app as well as a mobile app in order to engage customers on these chats. Of course, if they don't want to, we have humans that can handle those chats and book those leads into the dealership CRM. But we do have a very robust set of applications for the dealership. And so as you can see on the back end, as the dealer, I've now joined the chat and I can actually message with the customer. Yes, I'm just going to respond. And what I can do is I can I can send various elements to the customer. I can attach marketing docs. I can attach PDFs. I can send inventory. I can push offers, and I also have quick replies and so forth. So I'm actually going to look up some RXs, and I'll go ahead and insert those into the chat for the customer. And send them through. There we go. And so you can see we've sent a few vehicles through to the customer, really nice cards displaying for the customer. And I'm going to go ahead and view the details on this vehicle. So you can see when I click, brings us to a vehicle detail page. This is our vehicle detail page. Now you're still on the dealership website. You have not you've not been taken off the website. This is just an overlay on the website. And on the vehicle detail page, we have the highlights of the vehicle here with nice styling and icons. We have the standard features of the vehicle, as well as some dealership information. And we have similar vehicles that the customer can get to. I can add a trade-in as well, using a license plate lookup to see what that looks like, as well as request a test drive or navigate into our virtual retailing application right from here, which I'm going to show in a separate video. That is a high-level overview of our chat application and how it works on a dealership website. Thanks for watching.
Hope you enjoyed those excerpts from the Gubagoo ChatSmart presentation to our research team. And keep in mind that the Gubagoo team is continuing their integration into the Reynolds family of products. Their live plays allow dealers to replace CTA buttons with conversational commerce actions that are relevant to the button text, and of course the G Live dashboard that allows them to see all of the communications and communication channels that are bringing consumers to the dealership. If you'd like some more information on the Gubagoo ChatSmart platform, go to gubagoo.com and book your demo today. Digital retailing is a hot conversation this year at the AWA Awards, and dealers are realizing that their website or virtual showroom is a place where consumers can, well, complete more of the sales process, even getting close to transacting online to save them time in the dealership. And while most transactions are still happening in the dealership, WebBuy is a unique tool because it was built by a dealer and it functions well because it's been tested in the field in real life dealership operations. Steve Zabawa, the CEO of WebBuy, is a dealer, and he has perfected digital retailing to accommodate the needs of different types of dealership retail models to provide dealers with a powerful penny perfect tool that can transact and complete the car buying process. Now, many platforms say that they can complete a deal, and Steve is very clear to say that his platform is different because it was built by a dealer, functions the way dealers function, and is penny perfect, accurate, can execute a transaction. But don't take my word for it. Steve is passionate about his platform. So let's take a look at the WebBuy digital retailing platform from the presentation made to the AWA research team right now.
Hello, this is Steve Zabawa. I'm the CEO of WebBuy, and I'm also a car dealer. We have Rimrock Subaru in Billings, Montana. I've been a car dealer now for 29 years, started selling 34 years ago. Love the business, and digital retailing is a big piece of our business now, whether we like it or not, car dealers. Now, what are the most important things to have built into a digital retailing tool? Two things, conversion and closing. Right? We want to sell something, right? We're not here to spend our time twiddling our thumbs. So I'm going to show you right now the 10 things that really should be a part of your digital retailing tool. So as you can see here, we've got Lead Honda here. We're going to go to used cars just like a customer, and we're going to go buy a car right now and make things happen here. So we'll just, let's see which one we got here. This one looks very nice, so we're going to buy it online, the 17 used sedan. And notice the application opens up. And notice it's an iframe over, so we did not leave the site here. So we're still at Lead Honda here, and which is very important. We have a really new spin car feature, which is really cool. Notice that we can spin the car inside our digital retailing app. Now, why do you want to do this? Your number one competitor is who? Carvana, remember that. So in Carvana, you can do these things, right? You can zoom up, zoom in, and do all the things, which are great. And then take a look at this, as far as the quality of the pictures. This is done by my lot attendant at Rimrock Subaru, $13 an hour, and he's autistic. So quite influential. Then they also have features on the car. So if you want to see your safety features, you can do that, say high beams, and you can run the video immediately. This is really cool stuff, okay? So inside your digital retailing tool, did you think about rich merchandising with inside? Thank you, Devin Daly with SpinCar. Now, let's say I'm actually trying to buy a car. I want to finance, cash, or lease, and then I want to be able to hop through the modules quickly, estimator, accessories, trade-in. You can go linear, or you can just hop around. You can go straight to the trade-in, which is right here, or you can go to accessories, or you can go right to the budget estimator. You have your choice, all right? So now I've got 700 credits, so I'm not excellent, but I am good. And I've got a couple grand to put down, 2,300 to be exact. And I want to go 72 months. Now notice the star of the show is what? The monthly payment. So it's a beautiful thing here. So notice his monthly payments trying to calculate exactly what it's got. We've got our sale price here, and we got our tax title license figured on the zip code of 68132. The beauty of a good digital retailing tool is to be able to dial your tax title license down to the municipality, not the zip code. So with our preferred vendor ATC, we're able to do that. So we want to get a buyer's order to the penny. That's a very important thing when you do a digital retailing tool. That separates the men from the boys, or the women from the girls, all right? So I'm at $470 a month. That's a little stiff for me. I would like to be a little bit less per month. So I'm going to see if there's any other things I can do right now. I can't go any shorter. I could put more money down, all right? So let's do that. Oh, and by the way, my wife is an 800 credit score. So she's got excellent credit. So I'm going to put her on top of the credit deal. And let's see where I'm at now. Now I'm down to 451, and then, yep, 451. Okay, that's getting better to where I want to be. Now, I want to also take a look at accessories, so I'm going to take one more look at that. Now, door edge guards is kind of interesting. You can see I can actually look at them, read about them. It's only $3 a month, and this is a mandatory deal. These were put on at the dealership level ahead of time. So very important for your accessory module to be state-of-the-art. Pictures, descriptions, videos, payments, all these things in there, and they should have the opportunity to be mandatory, or maybe just opt in or opt out. So WebBuy does that, which is really cool. So now if I want to buy the kayak attachment, there's a beautiful picture of it, and I'm going to accept that because it's only $5 a month, and I really like that feature. I don't need these all-season floor mats, so I'm going to take those off, save me a few bucks a month. And let's see where I'm at now on my monthly payment. I'm at $440 all in right now. I got door edge guards, kayak attachment, and so forth. All right, you see how that all works? Notice the right-hand side stays stagnant, and the left-hand side keeps changing out depending upon what I'm going to. Now I got a 17 Lexus I've already plugged into here. This is pretty cool. This is the trade evaluation tool. Now this is a separator between between all the other products out there with WebBuy. We have our own customizable IP trade tool called Car Evaluator. JD powers it, so we're going to be able to utilize all their tools into ours, and it's all looks and acts the same. You're not plugging another competitive trade tool in the middle of this beautiful digital retailing app. Here it's all laid out beautifully, so it's nice to the eyes and it looks great, and it works. And what I mean by works is that every used car manager all across the country at all 17,000 different new car stores wants to hit their trades the way they want to do it. They want to ask their questions, they want to put their dollar amount for deducts or ads, and they want to start from whatever book they want to start from. And what's nice about WebBuy, they can start at high auction, medium auction, low auction. And you notice all these nice questions that this particular used car manager did, and the key fobs are missing in this car, so we're going to mark that. And then is there a payoff? Well, if there was, this is a really cool feature also in WebBuy, is that you've got over 80 of the main lenders in the business here. And if there is one, you can pull the instant payoff on this vehicle, 15-day payoff, 10-day, whatever you want at the dealership level, within 1 second. 1 second, listen to that. And it's accurate. And then look at this. This is really amazing. So here in the list of dealers in the Route 1 payoff, you got Wells Fargo Dealer Services, it's a loan, and I was able to identify it's by one of 3 methods, in this case the VIN, and there's our payoff. In less than 1 second, it's $20,073.38. All right, so we got a nice offer here, $29,932. You can see it's affecting the monthly payment. I got $1,646 in trade savings, tax savings here. And now we're going to accept that offer, and we're going to go to the credit application here. So on the credit app, this is really important. This is state of the art. We're going to be able to fill out a credit app here in just a couple seconds here. Number one, you're going to see how quickly it's able to do it. Here's the e-signed consent form for a 50-state legal. And at the bottom of it, you just put in your Social Security number and date of birth. You get loan offers back, and we're just waiting for those right now. So my credit's gone out, credit's being pulled. We know what the loan to value is, as well as the credit score. We know the collateral, we know the customer. It's been sent to my 3 best lenders that are most likely to buy it. And then bam, look at this. The loan offers just came in. And now I can choose as a consumer if I want to go to Honda Financial, I've approved there, Ally Bank, or TD Auto, or none of the above. If I got a credit union deal that I think is better than that, I can do that. But in this case, I'm going to pick Ally Bank, and I'm going to accept the offer. I love Ally Bank. They financed my last 2 cars. And there you go. You got videos, MP4s, and JPEGs in here for the pamphlets. And you got great descriptions. And now I'm going to have them deliver the car to my house on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Isn't this beautiful? We can either through PayPal or Stripe get your credit card dollar amount and secure the deal. So they can sign the buyer's order, text that right back to us. So now I've got money and a signed buyer's order, and I'm going to deliver this car to this customer. Now, our development team has just produced the WebBuy 2.0 Control Center, our dealer control center. It is state-of-the-art, not only for your Google Analytics, but to track these clients and sell them through your business development center and your personnel. As you can see, you got personnel details, trade details, second to none. And here is our NetDesker state-of-the-art feature, which allows people, the desk managers, mobily to desk their deal. So if they need to change the price from, say, 66 grand down to, say, 65.6, you can punch that in there. And then you go back to the client, and the BDC person wants to talk to the client, help them walk through the app at the exact same time at their dining room table at 5 o'clock. It's called co-browsing, and we call it Finish the Deal. And this is an amazing feature that we've got that allows the dealer, the Fni manager, the used car manager, whoever, to move things forward. And all you do is hit Finish Deal, and it opens up the app, and the customers log back in, and they've opened up the app, and you actually work with them simultaneously to finish the deal. That's called co-browsing. That's an amazing feature that most digital retailing tools do not have. So co-browsing, and that can be done in the showroom or online. So the beauty of WebBuy is that you can start online, finish in the showroom or start in the showroom and finish online. That's a true definition of a digital retailing tool. Well, I want to thank you for taking a look at WebBuy. Number one, we feel it's a number one digital retailing tool in the world. So we have the 10 best, and we're very thankful to be part of the AWA Awards celebration at NADA. Come see us at our booth. I'm Steve Zabawa, the co-founder of WebBuy.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that WebBuy presentation with its integration with Route 1, allowing dealers to add their own F&I products and pricing, to integrate any banks or credit unions that a dealer wants to use. WebBuy is a powerful tool that is field proven and battle ready. And of course, their new WebBuy 2.0 platform is an amazing achievement for a dealer who's decided not only to help their own business, but to transform their own industry to serve consumers better. If you would like more information or a demo on the WebBuy platform, you could reach out to Steve Zabawa directly, or just go to webbuy.com and book your demo today. I'm so pleased that Podium submitted their web chat platform this year for consideration of an AWA award, because many people might know Podium for their review platform, but I'm not sure how many dealers understand that Podium is a full-featured business communication platform with payments that is transforming the way in which businesses connect with their customers. Podium is laser focused in serving small to medium-sized businesses. It serves many industries outside of automotive, and I think that is a benefit because innovation doesn't normally come to automotive first. Podium's platform with integrated payments processes over $1 billion of transactions a year. So this is no small feat for a company that many dealers thought, well, it's just handling reviews. One thing that dealers need to understand about what's different with Podium, when someone engages with the Podium web chat platform, they're giving their mobile number. That messaging is happening on their phone, not on a third-party web chat application. What does this mean? When somebody starts communicating, it's really a conversion because we know exactly how to communicate with that customer because they provided us with their mobile phone number. The Podium messaging platform, is something that can be used in sales and service. That's right. The service team can be notifying customers of when their car is ready, sending them an electronic invoice for payment to making that pickup process smooth. Podium messaging platform also allows marketing campaigns. That's right. Marketing campaigns to allow you to, communicate offers, specials, or promotions to your customers. And that's why the Podium Chat Smart platform is more than what dealers might think it is. And unified messaging across all departments in your business, is extremely important. Plus, the delivery rate and engagement rate on text messages is far superior to email. The power of reviews is more important than ever. And I feel that some dealers have taken their eye off the ball here and have gone into coast mode. A couple things that you should know. Dealers who are still using email to collect reviews are really in the dark. The ability for messaging to increase reviews on average is over 100%. That's right. If a dealership through email is getting 50 or 100 reviews a month from their customers, that number can double if you just realize of the power of messaging. Consumers will review the businesses they like. They just have to make it easy for the consumer to do it. And of course, the deep integration with Google Reviews makes Podium an ideal candidate for dealers who are looking to stand out online. In fact, Podium's investor, one of their largest, is Google Ventures. The Podium platform is field tested and proven. I remember when they first came out in the automotive industry, people were just amazed at how fast and easy it made the collection of reviews. Today, dealers now have service Google Business Profiles and parts Google Business Profiles, which needs reviews as well. The Podium Review platform is deeply integrated to all CRM platforms used in the automotive industry with deep reporting and integrations and an affordable price tag. I believe that Podium Reviews has to be in a dealer's consideration set if they understand that consumers are making decisions online where to buy and service their vehicles. So let's take a look at excerpts from the video presentation that the Podium team gave to our AWA review committee right now.
Hi everyone, and thank you for taking an interest in Podium today. We're excited to showcase some of our products, specifically our two-way SMS, Podium Inbox product, our Podium Reviews product, which helps you solicit reviews on listings websites, specifically Google and Facebook, and then also our Podium web chat tool, being able to pull in leads directly from your website and chat with them. So we're going to go over those products and those tools today. But if you ever have any more questions or you'd like some more answers or resources on Podium, please visit us at www.podium.com, where you can find out more about our product, solutions, pricing, and even find out how to get started with Podium. But first, and more importantly, today we're going to talk about how we get in touch with your consumers and how we can help you drive more leads into your business. So we know that 95% of search happens on Google. So that's where we're going to start our search today. Now, if I was looking for, a certain search depending on a product, if I was looking for a dealership though, I'm going to type in dealership near me. This is the most common search that we're seeing today. But even more so, we're seeing that people are putting a brand before that search, right? Jeep, BMW, Chrysler. They want to start looking for a specific brand that they're interested in. And what we see first is a couple of Google ads, which you guys are probably familiar with, may even be using yourselves. But what we're actually seeing from consumers is a lot of them scroll past the initial ads and go to what we call here the Google Map Pack. Now, Podium is venture backed by Google. We have a very close relationship with them, and we understand what goes into these rankings between A, B, and C. Now, 45% of clicks are going to go on this first initial business. 24% of clicks are going to go down to number 2, and then 10% on number 3. So our goal is to make sure that your business stays into that top spot. And how does that happen? That actually happens through your Google reviews. It's one of the ways that you're able to control this ranking. And there's 5 different factors in this Google ranking that you're able to affect as a business. 1, your overall star rating. 2, the number of reviews that you actually have. The frequency of reviews, meaning how often are you responding, how often are people reviewing your business? And then 3, the way you respond as a business to those different reviews. So today what we're going to talk about is how Podium actually helps get you up in this search ranking. But not only that, as we look through these different choices, you see that each of these Google business pages, actually has a couple of different action items, whether it's click to the website, which you just saw I went to, whether it is click to call, or actually click on driving directions. These are 3 different ways that people are going to be able to get in touch with your business and actually create a purchase. So let's say, I'm somebody that's interested in a Jeep and I decide on Stewart Chrysler Dodge, even though we know they're ranked at number 3, they obviously have a lower number of reviews and overall star ranking compared to Hilton Top. But let's say I decide on them and I want to go through to their website. Now, the number of clicks you get directly through Google can be impacted by what we call Google reviews and also how many GMB clicks, Google My Business clicks, you're able to drive, whether it's to the website, clicks to call, or clicks to driving directions. Again, these are the 3 ways that people can get in touch with your business, right? They can go to your website, they can walk in, or they can actually call you. So let's say we come to the website, right? We're interested. This is probably similar to other websites that you have. We want to get in touch with the business. Well, what I'm going to implement now is what we call our web chat button for Podium. And there you see it at the bottom right corner. Welcome back. Beth happened to be the example we were using on this web page. But how can we help you today? This is actually a way for us to put in a name, a mobile number, and a message into the business saying that we're interested in having a conversation. So if I were to input my name in here, my mobile phone number, and then a message saying I'm interested in a Jeep Wrangler. By submitting the send button, I am now authorizing this location to text with me. But not only that, I'm also authorizing them to send me promotional offers in the future. Now, the key to this is not a bot, right? This is not a web chat tool that's going to create kind of what we call an IVR tree where you have to click on, 1 through 8, and then it makes you go on all these different searches. And it's also not a robot that's trying to connect you with an agent. What this does, it says, we received your message, and actually I just got a text message to my phone that just said, hey, thanks for contacting us. We'll be with you shortly. And now what I'm going to do is jump into the Podium Inbox, where we actually see all of the conversations that Podium is being received on the behalf of your business. And this can come through a variety of different tools. We just showed the one web chat tool, but it can also come through Facebook. It can come through Instagram. It can come through Apple Business Chat, or it can come from people just directly texting with you. And now you can see the first conversation. TJ Paris is coming in. I'm interested in her Jeep Wrangler. Thanks for texting us. We'll be with you shortly. This is where you're able to now have a two-way SMS conversation with this consumer. As a salesperson, I love having this access because now I can tell whether TJ is a really interested buyer. I can send him examples. I can send him photos, all through this platform. Now, also within this platform, there are other things that we can do, such as video chat. We can create templates for the messaging back and forth. We can also create TJ Paris as a profile and see everything that he's done with the business previously, whether it's even collecting payments. A lot of different things can be done through this platform. Now, one of the main things that we'll want to do is first find out if he's interested in the business. But then let's say he goes through an actual purchase, then we're going to actually want to thank him for his business and send him a review. Now, all of this time, the number that he is texting with is actually going to be the same number that is listed on the company's website. So then that way I know that I'm texting with this same company, whether it's a text about a car that I'm interested in, whether it's a text about service, or even asking for a review. So if I come down here into our templates, a review invitation goes out. Thank you for choosing Stuart Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Can you take 30 seconds and leave us a review using the following link? Send that message out. Now this message can actually be automated through any one of your customer relationship management tools, your point of sale system, or even your dealer management system. And then in the end, we'll want to choose your logo and have this customized message coming from your business. Now, how does this look from a consumer end? Well, from a consumer, they're going to receive a text message that looks similar like this. Thank you for choosing, again, Stuart Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Can you take 30 seconds and leave us a review? This is where the magic happens. They click on the link. Would you like to use Google to leave your review? Yes. Now it automatically recognizes their Google login. If they've ever logged in through Gmail, through Google Maps, if they have an Android, it'll automatically recognize that, log them in so there's not another step for them to log into that business page. They click on the number of stars, they add their own comment, and boom, they hit post. That's how easy it is to add another 5-star review to your business, which in the end is going to increase the likelihood that you show up on that search bar, the likelihood that you're that number one choice, which is going to lead to more clicks to your website, more clicks to call, and more people clicking on driving directions and coming into your dealership, which in the end is the goal. Now, there's lots of other things that Podium can do. There's lots of other products that we have. But if we even go into these insights on just the reviews, we can always look at what your overall rating looks like, how many total reviews have you had, how many review invites have you had, but even more importantly, how is your competitive landscape versus the other dealerships in your area? If there are certain competitors that you want to know how you rank against them on your total reviews, your rating, or even when your most recent review was, you can add those competitors here and add up to 5 different competitors, and we'll consistently give you a report on how you rank. And then we also want to look at your Google My Business. How much have your year-over-year trends or even month-over-month trends? How many website clicks are you getting? How many clicks to directions? How many clicks on your call? So again, this is all within the Podium platform. It all happens from this beautiful inbox. And in the end, this is for you to be able to get in touch with your consumers faster, have them find you faster, have them click on your website, and even start a conversation with you. Thank you for your interest in Podium. Again, if you have any questions, come to www.podium.com. Feel free to click on our link here and text with us, and we would love to get in touch with you. Thank you for the time.
With text-based messaging, deep integration to all CRMs, competent reporting, the Podium Review platform, well, is a must-have for small to medium-sized businesses. When you think of how Podium Reviews and their messaging platform integrate well together, well, maybe it's time to invest in becoming a messaging-first dealership to increase customer satisfaction, to increase your reviews, and, well, have better engagement with your customers to improve retention and lifetime value. It's all part of a messaging strategy. So if you need more information on these powerful products, go to podium.com.